Jesse Long, hurry up.
This thing is so wibbly wobbly.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all, we're live.
I will listen. It's only a Megapod. Why would it ever be anything other than just crap?
Is the light on?
But nobody's home.
Well, they never.
Oh, but you moved it so much.
There's so much wall there.
That's okay.
Well,
There's still a lot of
put up a
wall
promo
there.
photo here.
Yeah.
Grab a shirt.
I feel like
Yeah,
you should move it over
I'm just gonna take my
Okay,
shirt
well,
off.
move it that way.
This way?
Yeah, we can always read it. So get the wall out of the frame.
And
so
we're
keep
live,
moving.
right?
Yeah, of course.
Nice.
Keep going.
There
Keep
you go.
going.
That's good. That's perfect.
Perfect.
No, I was
Right
gonna
there.
say I can be the corner.
Yeah.
Now here, okay.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
now it even helps the guest seat even
There
more.
we go.
Cool.
All right.
Good stuff. All right.
Good stuff.
Well then.
Nobody
One of
breathe.
you- Hey, can one of you get on the YouTube thing and like, we're gonna talk like into the microphone to make sure the microphone's actually working.
Okay.
You're gonna have to
This
like,
is
you might
a
have
lot
to like,
more tech than we do.
you have to put like the speaker
This
like
would
right up
happen
to you.
I know how it
works.
Wait till Keen's are
And then what do we record? So is this record? So is this?
It's live right now.
Oh, okay. So this is.
So on like YouTube on.
as long as we know we have sound, then we know we're recording.
Yeah, I just want to
So
make
we
sure
can-
that like
Yeah. You know what
a
I'm.
lot of dead air.
Yeah.
Dead air.
You know what I'm
We're
probably.
sorry.
Dead air. Dead air.
Hey everybody!
All right, here we go.
Yay! Yay sound.
Yeah, it's picking that up.
Here, Justin.
What's it picking up?
Justin.
Jesse was just rattle-a-tattle-a-tattle.
Just in case.
No, please.
We're gonna
More
do-
Yeah,
reports.
turn this.
We're gonna do
All right.
this too. We're gonna do it IndyCast style.
Yes!
This is how we really
All
do it. We
right.
don't have this fancy tech. We have a cell phone in front of us. Greetings, everybody. Welcome to the Megapod. I'm so excited to officially announce this one here. Chad Allen, Shelly Allen,
Yeah.
Rick the Sussman, the mayor of NXT, the American Dadass Jesse Long.
Get
all
off my
of
lawn.
us here. Luna Lynn hiding in the back there. She'll keep
Yeah.
Leave the but welcome to the first ever Megapod, everybody. For those of you watching live, all four of you, welcome.
You wanna
Leva
come
can
in?
come on over whenever she's set up. We're not going to bother her right this second unless she's parking and coming over.
Oh my God.
Which-
Oh my God! It's starting off hot. Starting
now
off strong.
Now me and Rick are going to start fighting.
There's no need to fight. We can just stare together.
That's right.
Except with pictures.
That's right. Let's leave a wave.
You're ruining the still
Hi,
frame.
pictures.
Welcome to the dozens and dozens. We've been hyping this up for quite a while, obviously, that we are going to be doing the Megapod.
We're in a mall.
We're in a mall. We are in the
We're in an
Gulf-
event center.
It's an event center.
We are
We're in a
in
mall.
No, it's an event center.
It's the center of
the mall,
events.
right?
Okay, fine, yes.
Wait, you can go.
I'm
and get
gonna
delicious
brawl
smelling
into
lotion.
Best Buy.
Could you? That would be amazing,
not
and
bad.
we
I
will
mean,
film
it's
that all the way
anywhere.
through.
I mean, I was thrown in the trunk last night. So me brawling in Best Buy would not be a
Not that
Now,
big
would
of a
you
surprise.
try and use the last of the CDs that are in the Best Buy in order to like benefit the match and
We're
stuff?
gonna do like, you know, in like movies where you see people running through people's apartments. We're like, oh, we're gonna do that through Best
But
Buy,
through the
just like through the aisles.
Yeah.
I'm
for
gonna get
this.
some merch.
As long as you
Booker
hold
and
a
Stone
golf
Cold
club,
got nothing.
As long as you hold a golf club and say playing through, no one will bother you. You
That's
just
right.
walk right through.
Oh, that's super
Yeah. See?
If you can throw a couple pops in there
Look
for
for
me
that.
too while you're
I'm
on
gonna
the roll.
grab the locker room. There's in the mall.
The locker room is directly behind us here, behind the large curtained-in area.
We'll see you soon.
There'll be people
Bye.
For those of you that do not
Oh wait,
know or
I
not,
think she's not on our side though, right?
It's fine. Shut up. Let's leave it. It's okay. We've been a long-standing friend of the show.
that's right.
There we go.
And a multi-time former guest of the IndyCast, so that works out beautifully.
0-time guest of Team Ham.
You
don't have guests.
You don't have guests. That's why. That's what we're here for. Right?
We brought the color.
That's
so-
right.
Wait.
Yes.
Wait.
We have the color with Shelly and Leva's blue hair. It's
Look, I
perfect.
had some hair envy just then. 'Cause
There
yours
is some hair
bright
envy.
blue
Yeah.
And mine is like fading from.
Yeah, we
blue.
definitely.
We don't call that fading. We call it just color enhanced.
That's right.
Yes. It is color tinged.
So your hairline is hairline enhanced?
So we're starting out as a madhouse, but that's kind of what I expected. Let's kind of set the stage here real quickly for those of you that are watching live with us. That's okay. We are here at the Gulfview Event Center, which is in the Gulfview Square Mall. So Leva was not wrong. We are in a mall right now. And
She didn't just randomly wander into a mall.
we are here for Punk Fully Gimmicked presents Punk Pro Wrestling's Can't Be Saved. An event that we've been very excited about for quite a while. We are all wearing the shirts of what the main event is for us, at least. Let me move my water bottle.
Well, I can't see it.
That nobody can really. I don't know if anybody can actually see this, but we have on our Iffy
No,
versus
I believe Jesse.
Effie versus Izzy shirt.
I made it pretty clear.
I'm
There
pretty
we go.
clear.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
Medium is a word.
The Schmidt. It's a schmarge.
You know, yes.
So
Covering.
2x. It's like a 3x medium. Let's go with that.
today, August 26th, the bell time is, I believe, at 6:30. So if you're watching this and you are in the state of Florida, you should be driving out here right now for this.
True.
And you should probably still watch while you're driving.
Right, yeah. Put
We
this,
need to keep those
put this
numbers.
on your,
Stop
yeah,
this.
we need
Yeah.
the views. So, but we're going to kind of go over the show a little bit. We'll talk about some of our memories from previous independent shows we've all been to. Shelley, actually, we were talking about it on the car ride up, remembered the first indie event she ever went to was one I took her to. And it was a really dumb event, and I'm mad at myself that that's the first one I took her to. We'll talk about that. And then hopefully we
never
have
forget your
we
first.
have here right next to my lovely wife Shelley, we have the guest chair. Hopefully we will get some people that will want to walk over and talk with us for a couple minutes like Leva just did. Doesn't need to be long, but we'll see what happens. We're hoping to get Effie here. That's the big dream, I think. Just to get
get.
Effie here for us. But obviously if John Davis wants to come by, or
might have
Gary
some
J wants to come by,
I
or
mean, we
Matt
are
Kenway wants to
by-
come by.
We're by Miss
Easy.
Pac-Man.
Or
so
we are
I
by
feel
Miss
like-
Pac-Man, so
Yeah.
there is a chance that we might.
And there are
we might
merch
be-
tables everywhere, so there's a good chance someone will inadvertently be on the show.
Right.
And that's my favorite kind of vertently.
Yes. So.
That's right.
So, do we want to talk previous indie? Because I know we were talking about some things we want to talk about. Do we want to talk about previous independent shows we've been to?
I think it's a good
Our first
start.
show.
Sure, that's a
Start
fine
from
way to
there?
start. I have a great first real indie show event that I can impart and make jokes on. Hello.
Everybody, Frankie Gastineau.
Frankie, you're
kind of
just
out of
off
camera
camera.
shot.
There you go, now you're on
Come on
camera.
in and join us if you want. Everybody's favorite referee, Frankie Gastineau.
Oh.
She is going to run away from the camera.
Sorry.
That's
The ref with the best hair in
the best ref in wrestling with the
Well,
best, who just so happens to have the best hair. Let's get it right. So,
No, he has a striking profile.
he
does.
Like,
Frankie's
My big
good.
ass chin.
Well,
Like
it's important.
halfway.
It's important to have a good chin because, true story, I originally grew my beard as a goatee to denote where my chin was supposed
There
to
we
be.
go.
So it's important. That's not even a joke. That legitimately is what I did. But Frankie, we were about to start talking about our first ever indie shows that we went to. Now, you and I go way back, and I was probably at one of the first shows you ever reffed. Do you remember your first indie show just off the top of your
Yeah,
head?
it was an SCW show.
SCW,
me too.
baby.
Me too.
Altamont.
Altamont Civic Center.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Altamont
there's like a stage. And
Yep,
then,
yep.
the Eastmont Civic Center, where my kids played softball.
That's where I met Brian Kelly. I think MSL was in the first match and he was the champion.
That's not
What the
surprising.
hell you say?
Yeah. I want to say he wrestled Josh Ridge.
That also doesn't
Oh,
sound
man.
surprising.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I know. Actually, I have the DVD because Josh made a copy of it. 'Cause I
Did you get it
showed,
signed now?
I showed like Epic, like 140-pound Aaron Epic.
Yeah, I remember. I was talking to him. He used
I
to be
remember
from
what you're talking
Quahog.
about.
I was.
Yeah,
I
from
was.
Quahog, yeah.
Who was the dude in
Quahog.
the blue gear? Manny Montana.
Manny Montana,
Oh,
of
Shocked
course.
everybody. And
You know, that's what I learned. That Manny Montana was who taught me about the yes. Because he would come out to Maps and then stare at children. That's a true story. Listen to Maps and then imagine a grown man staring at children while the song is playing.
Well, that's just creepy unto its
Well,
on many
it was
levels.
bad,
I think.
yeah.
He was
Note to
apparently
self.
super weird though. Josh Rich had stories. Like he was. I guess he makes movies now.
Oh,
Nice.
Like
Yeah.
adult
What
kind of
movies.
movie?
like, I mean, do they go on for 5 minutes?
Could we possibly, review them if it's a adult movie?
We certainly can review them if it's an adult movie.
That's
So,
my specialty
Like,
is the
that's
adult
our.
stuff.
Yeah, I know. That's how we get listens. You talk adult stuff, and we have
Who knew the most
like
listened?
hundreds of
Serbian
listens on the
film
podcast.
Well, what is it? What is the one thing? Because I'm about to mention the one thing that I took away from my first ever indie show. So before you get up and do other things or keep joining us, whatever you'd like.
Yeah,
what is
hang
the
on, that's
one
up to you.
thing that you remember about your first indie show experience at SCW? No, forget about mercies.
Do you remember Tiziana?
Of course.
With Leon Scott.
Yeah, yeah.
The thing was like she was like handcuffed to the ring post. Like
I remember
two
this.
managers
I
handcuffed
remember.
each other.
I know exactly what
And
you're
she's
talking
like,
about.
and it broke because they were plastic. And she looked at it and she's like,
Spoilers.
I can't believe they broke. And then she just put her hands back around the wall and stood there. So my roommate and I were just shitting on her for like the next 10 minutes. It was just like, so yeah, we
Oh,
were those
man.
people.
I went to a show in Philly. It was run by Scoops Wrestling. I don't know if you guys all remember
Interesting.
Scoops Wrestling.
No.
They did this big independent show that was called Break the Barrier. That was like a a dozen
like
different
99?
companies. Yes.
I have like the VHS.
100 years.
We need to talk because I would love to get a copy of that
It was
VHS
like RF
because,
video.
because if you go watch it, I'm in the front row of that. So you can find
You
really
can't
deep
miss it.
Straw hat guy, but for
even
that show.
dorkier Chad.
Who was Nick Gage's brother? But he's in CCW, but they didn't say he was his brother.
No idea.
Anybody? No.
Not a clue.
Anyways, he was
us.
on that match when they had a ladder match with a staple gun.
Yes,
Because that was the first time I saw Nick Gage. Yeah, it was.
that was the first time I ever got to see Mike Quackenbush in person. Was at that show.
Did he wrestle like the big fat guy?
He wrestled. He was in like a 4-way, but he was with one of the guys he was in Black T-shirt Squad with. And I don't remember who else was in that match, but I remember I remember the match being awesome. But I remember like somebody got handcuffed in a match in that one and got beaten up. And then afterwards they figured out that they didn't have handcuff keys to get the poor guy out.
Oh.
But for some reason, don't ask me why, my friend Dan, who was at the show with me, always has handcuff keys on his keychain.
Live your life, man.
he was
This,
the one.
this sounds like Philadelphia.
Yes,
this is very Philadelphia.
This was
story.
very Philadelphia. This was indeed in the ECW arena. But yeah, that I have memories of that because I remember Dan having the handcuff key, and it's like,
And
why
he's
do
a
you?
good friend of
Never
ours,
mind. I don't want to
but
know why you have
He
the
always has
handcuff.
one, and it's weird.
Yeah,
Like
it's
he
a little
always
creepy.
has one. So
I mean, it could be useful.
So no one
I
can bring
guess.
those handcuff keys you get that have like there's like a release on the side.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
these were legit handcuffs.
Yeah,
so these
That's what
were
I'm
like
saying, but I mean, like, I feel like, I don't know.
why wouldn't you get the one?
Yeah.
those are like sex toy handcuffs where you need them.
Heath, that runs ACW, brought handcuffs to the last showing, and they handcuffed someone to the thing, or beating up whoever
Yes.
else. And like, they're into it, we're trying to get everyone down, and they realize they're real handcuff keys, and no one knows what the keys are. Or the handcuffs are real, but no one has the keys. And they're like, you have the keys, and I stuck my face to the curtain. I'm like, I don't have the fucking keys. And Puente's filming the curtain. And Sal yelled at me for that. I guess they found him. I just felt like it was easier because it's wrestling to not use legit handcuffs.
Right.
Well, I mean, the odds of them breaking versus the odds of somebody not having the key, right?
The odds of me letting anyone handcuff me to something that's like,
It's about zero.
Yeah.
As it should be.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. Whatever.
It seems like a bad idea. Is what you're
Yeah,
saying.
yeah, no, it's
I hear
just
you.
not cool.
I hear
Breaking the
So,
barrier.
you. Safety first.
so my first show ever that I remember, and Frankie, by the way, if you need to take off, let us know.
Oh, I'm
Otherwise,
not doing anything.
Cool.
good.
Then hang on.
Sit. You are the star
I
now.
already said hi to everybody.
Good.
There you go.
Oh,
Good.
good.
My first show, believe it or not, was New Generation Wrestling (NGW), which was run by the Rebel Rocker, of all things,
R.I.P.
and yeah, rip, and featured no less than one Roderick Strong
Nice.
And his brother.
and his brother Cedric Strong, of course.
Yes.
But they were then known as the Jester and like the Knight.
I think it was I looked. I think it was like the Royal Guard.
the Royal Court.
The Royal Court.
The Royal
yeah.
Court. He was Roderick was the Jester. The only thing I remember about that
Bro.
was there was a tag team called the Hardley Boys. You can guess who they were based off.
Yeah.
And they had
So
this
terrible.
they had this wooden walkway because it was in a nightclub. So of course they needed a wooden walkway.
Yeah.
Very important. And every week, and this was the first time I'd seen this, but apparently every week, because my buddies had been going to this show, and this was my first one, this guy would take the same swanton bump onto that hard wood. No matter what, and the guy would always miss, and the
It's
entire
like the flare
house,
flop of
yeah, but the
shitty
entire
independent
house was
wrestling.
basically the people sitting in the front rows. Three
Right.
people. This was the whole $20 per person.
Right.
That was it. That's the house. Every week, this guy takes his bump. So this week, I'm there. I see him take the bump. My buddy Pat looks over and he goes, he's gonna do this shit. Watch, he's gonna break his goddamn back. So he takes the bump. Looks like it hurts like hell. And then Pat leans over and he goes, "Why do you keep doing this?" And the guy rolls onto his side, looks dead in Pat's eyes, and says, "I don't know."
It's all I have.
Just rolls away.
I got nowhere else to go.
It's this or
Yeah.
back to the drug farm.
My first independent show was with Rick.
Yes.
And it was also SCW.
Yes.
It was at the I don't think it was in Altamont. I think it was at the Orlando Armory.
The Armory's a nice
The
venue.
Armory was nice.
Is that the same one? There's only one, right?
Yeah, there's only one. Oh,
This
yeah.
was SCW Spring Breakout.
Yes!
So
No, that was definitely at Altamont because it had the overhang. I know what you're talking about.
yeah.
That's when the
no, the
DCW
Altamont
Ninja
show. The
attacked us.
Altamont show was where the last SCW show was.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry, I'm
This
sorry.
one had, because obviously it's spring themed, so they had the big inflatable palm trees in front of the curtain.
We're already in Florida. Do we need big inflatable
You
palm
gotta
trees?
just
no,
let us
but
know.
this is how wonderful. I had the card saved. It's on my phone, and my phone's over there, so
Good
I can't
use.
pull up the card.
Good use,
I
Justin.
can't pull up the card. But I remember some very specific things from that show. First off, there was a tag team title match with Larry. This is my first independent show, and second match in is Larry Zbyszko teaming with MSL, and they lost the titles. There was another match. There was a non-title match with a guy named Jason Sensation, who was 103
It
pounds.
was half my size.
Yes, yeah, he
Jason
made you look
Sensation-
fat.
Do you remember what Jason Sensation was most famous for in wrestling?
I was gonna say he looked like he had every disease known to mankind.
Mr. Burns syndrome.
Do you remember what Jason? Do you remember Jason Sensation? If it's the same Jason Sensation,
There's more than
What-
one. I think this
is
might
there
have been a
more than
rip-off
one?
one.
You know the WWF guy?
yes.
No,
was
not
the-
that one.
Go watch, not Beyond the Mat. What was the Bret Hart one?
Wrestling
Wrestling
with
with Shadows.
Okay, they're like, hey, we're outside SummerSlam talking to fans. They're like, yeah, Bret Hart, you suck. And there's Jason Sensation who's like putting over Bret Hart, but I think he was already like there working in WWF. Because didn't he have a thing for like a minute? He was dressed up like Owen, right?
Right, he dressed
but
up
he's
like
like
Owen.
He's supposed to be like a random fan in the parking lot, like Bret Hart's the man, family values, all that.
Yeah. This was a different
But I
Jason,
remember him
Jason
doing that
Sensation.
Owen Hart imitation because his
Yeah.
Owen Hart imitation was excellent. That was the
He was
funniest
wrapped in
part.
like caution tape.
Yeah.
So what was the big takeaway?
There
for
was
you?
okay, so there was that. That was he was the light heavyweight champion.
Can't do anything in mind with this. Sorry.
He was the light heavyweight champion. Non-title match, obviously, no title. It also had it had Nikolai Volkov singing the national anthem.
Of course.
Very sweet of him.
Yeah. And it also had what was I do believe was probably like first 5 matches of Leva was there.
Oh, yeah,
And so we had Leva. We had the woman who ended up becoming like she was Betsy Ruth, and then Rosie Lotta Love, and then she was in the
Now
woman
she's
that-
Andrea.
Yeah, she was Andrea, and now now she's retired. And
Did she retire?
yeah, she
Oh,
retired.
that's too bad.
All right, so
I dug her.
what was your takeaway though? You
My
told
big
us the entire card, which we don't care about.
my big takeaway was the second match into this independent show that had 20 people in it and inflatable palm trees was Larry Zbyszko and Nikolai Volkov. It was
is
just
fabulous.
Yeah.
Chat.
So I don't remember what the company was. I do know it was in Southern Virginia. 'Cause I was living up there at the time.
Very progressive.
I do not remember. I know it was.
Go.
Let's put it this way. Oh, this was way before Shelley.
Way before me.
I remember the
He
two
was
main.
less happy then.
Yeah, it's true. The two main people that were on the show that were anything resembling not Nikolai Volkov, Nikita.
Nikita Koloff.
No, not Nikita. Ivan Koloff was supposed to be on the show. Couldn't
Do you
make
need a
it.
generic Russian heel?
But here's the weird part: was replaced by #1 Paul Jones, who was not managing anymore. He had gone back to wrestling again, so he wrestled on that. And then the biggest name on that show was legitimately, I think maybe a month out, pre-Tatanka Chris Chavez.
Oh my God.
He legitimately was like, I saw him on that show, and then
then
a
he was
month later
Tatanka.
they were starting the
That's
Tatanka vignettes.
crazy.
So that's my first independent
I
wrestling
think he
show.
lives around here because he's done
He
like
li-
shows here and there, but he looks the same.
He
Like,
definitely lives
he
right
lives in
here.
St. Pete because I bumped into him when I lived in St. Pete when we lived in St. Pete.
Yeah.
And
That's a
in a
big Seminole
Walmart.
trade out there.
he's still in like stupid shape too.
He's-
like,
Yeah,
He's
he is.
huge.
Swole as can be. And a shade of human being that I don't think is actually achievable. Like, I don't know what skin shade that is. It's not the six that separates us. It's some other shade. Some
gonna say,
other
that's-
shade of human.
That's what happens when you have regular like skin tone, but you also need to orange up like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah, it's an insane level, and he's always like that, and he's quick to be like into mode. And he was quick. My daughter ran up to him and was like, "I think you're Tatanka.
Well, only because Daddy said go up.
Go up and say hi."
She didn't know who the hell he was.
Right.
What's a Tatanka?
came back like 10 years ago.
Buffalo.
For like a year.
He did.
What's-
He
yeah.
came back fairly, yeah.
He had a good run
The
recently.
last like
Yeah.
reasonable time
Yeah.
he's in
Yeah.
WWE for like a minute.
Yeah.
So-
He was.
So now here's where embarrassment truly hits now.
Yes.
Because now Shelley gets to tell you the story about the first independent show she ever went to is one
Right.
I took her to.
Right.
And I will now shut up.
So Chad was turning 30, which was like 100 years ago.
I was gonna say, I mean, you just turned 65 yesterday.
Yeah, I don't
exactly.
know. Like,
I'm finally collecting
definitely a
AARP.
senior citizen. They do send a lot of literature to us. Anyway, we went to Philly for our anniversary, like for his
you went to
birthday.
Philly?
We did. We went
Well,
to
that's a good start.
We went to Morimoto's restaurant that
Oh,
changes
nice.
colors and has no price tags, like any price on their menu.
Peak romance.
Yes. It
Very,
was
very-
It was very romantic right up until.
And we had a limo.
Oh my God,
And
Cedric.
then this very, very sweet man took me to a combat zone.
Yeah, definitely.
ECW.
Okay, so mildly in my defense, the whole selling point was it was 10 years of extreme because it was 10 years since ECW had started using the
Hey, baby,
arena.
you ever seen a dead body?
First one he
Speaking
drove
of-
us.
Oh, running Mars.
Say hi to Zach Romero, run in.
We're sorry. He's
He's
gone.
off.
Gone.
He
Gone. But you know what? We had everybody. At some
right.
point,
And
at
there
some
was-
point, we've had all the hosts.
Almost
I don't know
happened.
what shirt to wear today.
Oh, that's
That
a
one.
really good.
That one.
You can let your wife wear a
I
shirt
can wear
too.
a shirt. I'll wear No worries, Chad's a snob now. It's like, I have all the wrestling gear and you have none.
That's not that.
So-
Never
So
said that.
wait, I gotta.
Combat Zone.
Yes, I gotta hear
this. Chad knows that I do not particularly, I'm not a fan of like stapling things to people's face.
Oh, but it's so good for the pores.
Or
Why not?
light tube matches, which was one of the matches on the card that
How
night.
are you supposed to see what's going on if there's not light tubes?
Right.
Oh,
Right?
and thumbtacks and all this. So much
Okay.
I
fun.
thought that's how Cheyenne was conceived.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was kind of like a combat situation.
I can see her doing like the Wonder Woman onto the bed. And she like.
Do you remember in Star Trek how the Klingons used to have to make love? That's exactly how
Like
they
They have to
Yeah.
shout into the to like get married and like hold each other.
Honey, let's make a baby. Grab the bat'leth.
Well, you got to draw blood in her hand. That's how you know the
right.
pregnancy happened.
That's right.
Exactly.
That was a Next Generation reference.
Oh
It
man.
was.
Oh man.
Look, man, Worf's my man.
War. Hey, Michael Dorn.
Right.
Michael Dorn is dreamy how to make
Yeah,
that.
well.
Don't
He
get-
might come
Please,
back for the
this
new
is
show.
fabulous. I love this. Please continue.
Yeah, so Combat Zone, and it was horrible. It was so
It was not a good show. I won't
so
even say.
much
it.
I'm popping
blood.
Izzy's mom right now. This is
So
good.
much blood. It was so incredibly crazy, and like Chad was like, "Oh baby, it won't be that bad."
As he throws the
Nothing.
tarp up to collect the blood.
The Gallagher.
Gallagher-esque blood.
I believe the main event was
have
the
to look it up.
audience.
Dignity versus yourself.
I mean, that was long gone. I don't know what happened to Dignity, but it was at the fucking front door. It didn't come in. It was fans bring weapons match,
So he brought you.
and Chad was just like, "Baby, maybe you shouldn't look." Like he held my hand very sweetly and was like, "Darling, there's gonna be a lot of barbed wire in this." And I was like,
There wasn't actually. There's a lot of thumbtacks, not a lot of barbed wire.
"But it was."
And this is before people started bringing like Legos and shit.
Yeah,
so we were
This was
okay.
when
Lego's
they
the
really
most
wanted to watch a
devastating
blood. This is when
wrestling
they wanted to watch a bloodletting. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It was just like, oh, it was so gross. It was just so gross. I'm just,
So,
don't do
I
it.
gotta know if that's
Don't
your
let your boyfriend
first
do it.
if that's your first experience with independent pro wrestling.
Yes.
Why did she come back?
Yes!
Right.
You're
Why
still
are we
together, though.
Right.
He promised me after that it wouldn't be so bad.
Well, okay, that's a fair
so-
point. Once you've been to a CZW show, everything after that is much worse.
Right,
Well, not
exactly.
much worse. I'm sorry. Much
And then
better.
Would go better.
and then here you are at a show where a big gay Stone Cold is going to fight a little girl. So
That's right.
there we go.
There's nothing wrong with watching a child get beaten by a big gay man.
This is true.
I don't know.
Wait.
Happens in my house every day.
I don't think you're popping Izzy's mom anymore with that one.
I had her earlier. It was
There we
fine.
go.
I made a coffin
Because
joke
maybe
and she about
she
slapped me. It was fine.
She knows how
would've been a
that's
shoot.
Now the funny part is though, I have brought Shelly back to Combat Zone in
God.
that time frame.
He
No, but here's why. This just a couple
Because you're
years.
looking for a reason for her to dump you.
Well, no, for this instance, it was a couple years ago at this past WrestleMania because they
Okay.
did best of the
Oh,
best
right,
here.
yeah.
So the one match that was an ultraviolet match, which was Pentagon Jr. versus
Sammy?
Matt Tremont,
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
which did involve light tubes. Shelly and our former roommate, one of my kids' godparents, Robin, just left the room. They just
Yeah, we just
we're,
left.
We're going to go look at merchandise while
forget
this
it.
goes on, and I sat there by myself watching Tremont and
I did
Pentagon
not,
beat the
I
shit
did
out
not
of
have
each
to
other.
watch a grown man get things stapled to himself, and
Now-
like I just don't feel like that's a great, like that's not my kind of wrestling.
Okay, but so, God, there's so many questions. We don't have a lot of time.
There's a lot to unpack.
There's so much. I gotta know. Okay, so that was a lot. We
Right.
didn't get your one takeaway though.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. So my one takeaway, it was really exciting being in the ECW arena because I had
Okay.
seen a lot of ECW. We're from Maryland.
That was
which is
Hammerstein?
really.
No, it was,
No,
in
the actual
it
arena.
was
Oh,
in
it's
the
still
arena.
The
Hammerstein's
2300.
And that's quite honestly the whole reason I went there because I hadn't set foot in the,
In the actual
arena,
arena.
since ECW had closed.
Fair.
I was a regular goer of ECW
Right.
when they were there. Me and my friends used to make the trip up. Like, it's a 3-hour drive
Yeah,
from
sure.
And I had
Maryland
to hear their stories
right
over
over and over again.
It's
Because
ECW.
Because
You
they're
should have
nerds.
heard the story.
Yeah.
Right.
What's wrong with you?
dorks.
You should feel honored to hear these stories.
Right?
Yeah, it's something like that. Right.
See?
Yeah.
She's back on our side.
That's right.
This show was like a Venn diagram.
She
of
was,
Izzy's
she's
mom.
like, yeah.
No, but then my next one was Maryland Championship
See, the
Wrestling.
funny part
What
is-
the hell is that?
I want to pause real quickly here. I don't
know
know what I
MCW.
want more now. I don't know if I want more to have Izzy's mom sit in the seat with us or Izzy to sit in the seat. She's been reacting to this the whole
She
time.
has
I
been
love
laughing
it.
the whole time.
She's at least, so we know we're entertaining one person at least.
All right, so
The ones of ones.
thank you for
That's
that.
right.
If I'm not mistaken, Chad, we wanted to try and run down the show.
Yes. So
Tonight,
Maryland
Punk Pro
Championship Wrestling was the other one we brought into. Maryland Championship is excellent, by the way.
Oh, okay.
It is.
I highly recommend because they stopped for a while and then have just restarted again in the past like 5 years or so.
Yeah, because
The-
I've heard of them, but
biggest-
I didn't realize there was a gap.
The biggest thing they do every year is called the Shane Shamrock Cup, which is what I highly
I've heard
recommend.
of
It is a basically a tournament for mostly cruiserweight wrestlers. And,
As opposed to the Ken Shamrock.
right, and it comes down ultimately to a six-way dance, and the winner of that is that year's Shamrock Cup winner. And it's been won by. I believe Mike Quackenbush won it one year. Eddie Guerrero was part of it one year. They've had a lot. They've had a lot of big names that have come through and done the Shamrock Cup.
Very
So
cool.
shout out to Maryland Championship.
Yay.
But let's talk about. You're absolutely right. Let's talk about the show we are here for tonight.
Right.
Punk Pro Wrestling can't be saved. Main event of the evening for the actual show itself, not just us. So we'll get to that.
We're leaving afterwards.
Yeah, no, you were
It's a long goddamn
It's like,
drive.
all right, the match is over. Peace.
The main event, obviously for the Punk Pro title,
Yes.
is going to be one Trip Cassidy,
Trip Cassidy.
taking on Drennan.
Which I've heard he's a horrible person.
He is the absolute worst.
He's
Is he worse than
What
Jason
are you
Cade?
talking about? He is very hot, and for any of my lady folk, he is worth looking at. He is
I saw that son of a bitch take a
Pumpkin.
scoop slam in the middle of a busy street.
Yes,
Still
I've
hot.
I've
sure
seen,
he
I was
looked
actually
great
very-
doing
I was
it.
actually very jealous.
I've seen that man. I've seen that man do that. My favorite thing for Drennan has always been because he used to be in a tag team that feuded called the Savages.
Okay.
I think
that
I've heard of
feuded very much with the team then known as Dustman Dejos, who sadly don't team up that much anymore.
Yeah.
But they had.
I wonder whatever happened to them. Maybe they slithered off in different directions.
Yeah.
but
Might have to consult an oracle about
they,
that.
they had a brutal street fight in FIP that I highly recommend looking up if you haven't seen
That
it
sounds
before.
good.
Drennan can dish it out and he can take it.
Right.
I mean,
Well,
shit.
which is going to be good and bad because Trip Cassidy can do the same
Yes,
thing.
Speaking of the Gallagher tarts, we might need to
Yeah,
review.
I mean, I've seen Trip Cassidy now more than once live, and every time I see him, it's always more unbelievably brutal. Like, come on in, it's fine. We're just talking wrestling. How you doing?
That's our friend Colleen.
Oh, very good. I didn't know. I'm
yes,
sorry.
we have. They're taking Colleen off camera.
Okay,
so-
fine. I wanted her to-
I'm gonna
get
I was
opinions.
gonna bring her in, but
Yeah, I agree. Everyone's
She could have
welcome.
been on camera. I
Sorry
don't
about
care.
that. Sorry.
She could have been on camera.
Yeah.
I understand
She wearing,
that.
it looks
but
like she's
she
wearing that sweet new what is
Sue Young.
That
Sue
is
Young
new
shirt.
Sue Young
Thank
shirt.
you. Yeah.
is wearing a
From Fully Gimmick.
Yes,
Fully
Fully
Gimmick.com,
Gimmick.
by the way.
Yes.
Do we get a quarter for every time we say fully gimmick?
I don't know, but we should try.
And we
We'll
won't give it
ask
to
I want a
Michaela to
quarter.
play Miss Pac-Man.
I want a quarter so I can
play
play
Miss
Miss
Pac-Man.
Pac-Man.
So,
Miss Pac-Man is empty right
so
now.
real quick, when it comes down to Drennan or Trip Cassidy, who do you think is winning?
Oh, I got Trip Cassidy. I've seen that. As much as I've seen Drennan dish it out, Trip Cassidy, I saw him take the execution chair shot thing and just keep working the match like
Yeah.
nothing happened.
Yeah.
So Trip is kind of unbeatable when it comes to those kind of hardcore matches.
Right. So,
I gotta go Trip Cassidy. Just Drennan's just a piece of garbage.
Oh!
Drennan?
Drennan, Shelly's gonna be Shelly.
I gotta ask, who is worse though, Drennan or Jason Cade?
Jason Cage's just an asshole. We don't talk
Oh,
about
he's just an asshole.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. There's
What do you-
garbage.
what
in
He's
that.
got a
How about you, Maximus?
hashtag. He's got a hashtag bad attitude.
bad attitude. And are you
Trip Cassidy.
Oh,
no,
sorry.
yeah, no. I'm not going to tie this one up. Definitely Trip
Whatever,
Cassidy
me
all the
and
way.
Luna Lynn are on Team Drennan.
That's right.
Drennan.
So,
Drennan for life.
next matches.
Yes.
I pluralized this one because it is a round robin tournament this evening for the #1 contendership. We have John Davis.
Davis.
We have Gary J. We have the Warhorse Jake Parnell. And we have Death Proof Aaron Epic. All fighting each other at some point this evening tonight.
Interesting.
Oh,
At the
this
show.
is gonna be.
I don't know.
Woo!
That's a tough
So
Damn.
I don't know what the Aaron Epic John Davis match is, but
I don't remember.
when that match happens. The cringe, the amount of that will happen from the
Yes.
peanut gallery will be
Oh,
exponential.
yeah.
Because those two gentlemen, they enjoy killing people, and they don't mind being killed.
Right.
And it is I don't know if I've ever seen two guys more willing to put out, as it were,
Bing bong.
than, yeah, thank you, than those two gentlemen. Because they will absolutely murderate each other for our viewing pleasure.
Well, now, and on the other side of that, mind you, because you picked one match here, Gary J and Warhorse Jake Parnell
Who I haven't seen.
have legitimately been feuding with each other all across the country right
good
now.
God.
Yes.
To the point where Jake Parnell at one point, during one of their matches, had a the hook, the actual buckle. You know, I know people
Oh,
think,
yeah,
people
the
think
twisty.
turnbuckle
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they think the padded part.
No, the actual buckle.
The buckle ripped out of his mouth.
Is that? I heard about.
So-
I didn't realize that's what it was though.
Yes,
That's
just
disgusting.
which
Jesus.
which is why if you go to his merch table, he sells little keychains.
Oh, is that who
versions
those
of-
were? Is that who those were? I saw the little keychains.
Yeah.
I gotta get a keychain. I gotta get a
Those
keychain.
are, that's Jake
It's
Parnell.
huge.
Is he aware that pro wrestling is a work?
Well, his face sure didn't after it got rolled up by
Can't
the.
kayfabe that.
Yeah, but yeah, no, and that was during a Gary J match. So if you want to know why that feud is even more, there you go.
It's serious.
Hard way on the wall, Rick.
Ow, that hurt a lot.
Don't. I mean, if you want to beat the wall, but I'm sure. it
So
doesn't hurt.
I will be honest, I'm having a complete issue deciding the winner of this one here. My heart goes obviously John Davis,
Yes, John Davis, I agree.
John Davis, yeah.
but
He's a
Maybe
wonderful
it's
man
John
with a
Davis
wonderful
all
beard.
day.
It's
John
John
Davis
well-
all day. Like I'm gonna have to go have a minute with him. Maybe we need to talk business or something.
bing-
I'll
bing
make up
bong.
something. But he's great.
A businessman.
Do you
That's
do you
standard.
like John Davis's old man Murderbeard as much as you like Tommaso Ciampa's? Because the old man Murderbeard is so perfect.
Yeah.
on John Davis.
But Champa's is amazing.
No, I agree, but like Davis's has the full like old man streak, and it looks so good.
Yeah.
It does look sexy.
So I mean,
don't know what
just
to
a
tell you
quick
guys.
aside, just a quick aside. I mean, from somebody who's trying to attempt an old man Murderbeard and it's not quite going.
Yeah.
See, like,
I mean, this is
an old man
regal. I don't even consider this a murder beard. I
It's
consider
not.
this a regal.
well, and I just trimmed this. That's
Yeah.
probably why, because I was going full Ciampa there for a little while.
Yeah,
I
it
should
was
probably shave my head and
super
trim my beard
thick,
up.
And you could like grab it. It was perfect.
I mean, you can still grab it. Don't get me wrong.
What else do we got tonight?
Well, did everybody? So, John, is it we pretty much it's a table?
John Davis.
John Davis.
I
Yeah.
think it's safe to say if you had to tagline this round robin tournament, it's just going to be Sweet Jesus!
Or perhaps, come on, man. Oh, come on.
Stop! He's already dead!
Now, for the other one of the other belts here in Punk Pro Wrestling is obviously the Get Your Shit In title. The
Get
big one.
your shit in.
So,
We know this title.
yes, we do indeed. We have one with Jonathan Wolf, who just won it last show,
Yes.
fighting the previous title holder, Matt Kenway, After Dark. And they are fighting this. We'll just put it up in the rafters and
Yes.
make it a ladder match.
Ladder
Because
match. Ladder match.
why not?
I was asking Rick on the way here during dinner and dancing at Taco Bell, and
A fine Taco Bell like
Fine.
establishment. They don't charge for us. Anyway.
Anyway, I've never seen a ladder match live. I don't think you've ever seen a ladder match live. Have you ever seen a ladder match live?
I
Now you
haven't.
got the Combat Zone experience.
I have indeed seen a ladder match live. Speaking of John Davis, here he is.
There he is.
We'll drag him in a minute.
Gorgeous
We might
beard.
try and drag him over here.
We'll try to get him over in a little bit.
Amazing.
Yeah, so
Sorry,
maybe we'll get
We're
John.
gonna get John Davis over.
We'll get you.
Remember, we're on YouTube, so you gotta be. You can get there's restrictions on the YouTube.
On the YouTube, there's restrictions. Yeah, what they said.
Yeah.
I got your restrictions right here.
Oh, now our ones of listeners will never know.
So
Chad's the
blur
one.
it, I dare you. Matt, I have indeed seen ladder matches live, both at WWE shows as well as independent
Independent
shows.
shows.
They're brutal no matter where you do them at. So.
It's hard to bump off of 12 feet in the air.
Right.
No matter how you slice it, you still have to take that bump, and that's the problem.
I enjoy the whirlwind ladder thing that they do. Like,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the-
now it's an extension of me and it's
That-
wings and
I-
I
I believe-
can like take off and hit people. It's
I believe
amazing.
I've always called that a funk copter.
Yeah, the funk
Because
copter.
the first person I
Yeah,
ever remember
the
doing
funker
it
did
is
it,
Terry
yeah.
Funk. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
So,
what
I
they
don't-
said.
Right. So, does Jonathan Wolf retain? Does Matt Kenway win his belt back?
Now, the wrestling nerd in me says that since he just won the belt, he's
Right.
not giving it back up.
Right.
But I hate being that kind of wrestling fan.
Right.
Where I'm like, the industry would never allow that.
Right, exactly. Well, this is Punk Pro. We don't give a shit about what the industry
I know, but like that, again, the wrestling nerd in me wants to dictate my belief system. And here's the thing. That notwithstanding, I've seen John Wolf a few times.
Okay.
I dig him. I really think that in this match, though, I'm going to give it to a guy. This is going to be a little mean, but it's a little honest. A guy who I think looks the part a little better.
Okay.
I see what you did there.
I
see
think
what
the
you did there.
stamina Well, I think a guy who's in better shape is just going to do better in a ladder match. I'm sorry. That's my opinion.
Now,
I say that as
correct me if I'm wrong.
I say that as the least fattest guy here, but still a fat guy.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Is there not also a get your shit in opportunity match tonight?
There is, and I don't know actually.
I don't think. Yeah, they
We
haven't
don't
really
know the
announced
announced
who's in it.
competitors for that one yet, so that could be
Right.
very
So,
interesting.
never
who's
know.
going to be in that one.
Who you got, Wolf or
I'm going Kenway.
Kenway?
Kenway.
I was gonna go Wolf. I thought he retains the title.
I'm actually-
It was a great match last time for
Yeah.
his title, so I'm with
Well,
that.
last time he kind of stole it, interestingly
Yeah,
enough,
exactly.
because he had one
did well.
a golden opportunity and snuck in after Kenway had defended to win the belt.
Well-
So this time now it's actually one-on-one, though I still think by hook or by crook, Wolf is going to keep the belt. Don't get me wrong, I love Matt Kenway, and I hope he comes over.
So
to
the
guest
nerds
list
are
at some point.
split down the
We
middle.
are split down
We
the
are
middle on
split
this
down
one
the
here.
middle.
So,
Luckily,
yeah.
there's no like YouTube wrestling channel punishments for getting
Right.
predictions
Well,
wrong.
I mean, this has been the first time we've all been together. So.
Yes.
right.
No worries, someone will put someone up.
Now, almost main event time.
You want to
John
be on
Davis.
the podcast first?
Oh, and John Davis wearing the Effie shirt. I love it. John Davis, good to see you, sir. Everybody, we do have a guest with us, John Davis.
Oh, we're on the TV thing.
We're on the pod. Yeah, welcome to the
Look at it,
welcome to
it's
the
fancy.
welcome to the Megapod officially. We figured we could drag
Yes.
you over for a second to come on and say hi.
Podcasts.
We actually just, interestingly enough, just predicted your match a moment ago, and all of them, just for the entire
We
tournament.
have you going
We
all
have you
the
winning
way.
the whole thing today.
That
So-
makes a lot of sense. 'Cause
Right.
Most likely what's going to happen.
exactly. So,
See how smart I am?
so
They didn't believe me.
so you've got 3 opponents you're dealing with here tonight, all major opponents. Have you wrestled all 3 of them previously?
Gary J's the only one that I haven't wrestled.
Really? That would be the one I would have almost expected you would have wrestled before. So
I wrestled Jake. You heard the kicking the lady story in Mississippi.
yes, I saw the video of it. No less.
I wrestled Epic a few times. So never Gary.
Okay. Interesting. Is that the one you're? Is there anybody? And not that you're ever worried about who you're fighting, but is there anybody that you're like more trepidatious than others about getting into?
Is there anyone who would
today?
think that might give you a run for the money more
Right.
than any of the others? Because we know it's not Epic.
The only person, I mean, like, are we talking overall?
for this
tournament
for this
specifically, yeah.
little tournament?
Oh, no, no question.
That's what I
I gotta get a shit.
like now.
Yeah, I thought we were talking overall. It's like maybe overall, but like,
Oh no, yeah. Overall, I don't,
Booth Fez, baby. You know?
well, I mean, active guys, Voidell Walker.
Hey.
We have a thing. We call it the harder than it has to be tour.
Okay.
And it doesn't matter. We've been in front of 9 people. We've been in front of.
We've
400
probably been some of those 9
Yes.
people.
And we have, like, we legit, like, one of us will almost knock the other one out and we'll start laughing. Because that's just how we are with each other. It
I
doesn't
get
matter
it.
where we're at. So that's great.
Well, I remember some of those matches from 150 years ago. So I gotta ask you before you take off on us. We have not seen you in Epic in a long time. How many times do you think I'm going to have to throw my hands over my eyes in fear of either of you being killed?
Me and Epic?
Yeah.
he's
Over under
legitimately-
5?
I love he's legitimately
Over under
confident.
5.
Like he's planned.
It's like, let's see now.
Got a beautiful mind
He's
going on in
thinking
there.
about how many times he's going to throw him through things.
Yeah.
We'll say over.
Oh
Over
god.
5. Okay.
Okay.
Over 5. That'll do it.
So we're just gonna cry the second. We're just gonna.
Just dying.
Yeah.
That's what's happening.
Fabulous.
Thank you. Thank you, God.
Yeah.
Is
I don't know what was just happening there.
Any
People were talking
words of
about
wisdom for us before you head out?
If we are outside of the ring, move.
Yes.
We got it.
Fair
we got
You know what? I've asked this question of our few other guests that we've had, and I'm gonna ask since you're here. What's your favorite curse word? And can you use it in a sentence?
I don't know why, but I just saw Effie go into the bathroom with our title. Keep that in mind.
My favorite curse word. See, I don't like using like normal curse words.
Okay.
Like I'll say bitch,
Yeah.
but I say it like not like I wouldn't call you a bitch. Like
You can. It's okay.
No, but like
It wouldn't be a first.
Say I'm playing
it.
basketball
Right.
Yeah.
and I shoot and the ball bricks. I'm like stupid basketball, bitch. it's like the sentence is ended and I just throw that in there.
Yeah.
Like,
That's your
You just
that's
use it
your
as a period.
punctuation.
Yeah,
It's
it's my walk away line.
like if you drop a
it. You're
three.
given when you've
Bitch.
given up on it. You're like,
Beautiful.
damn.
Yeah, like I have. There's one of my best friends, Simon Says. He started doing
Yep.
it.
Shout
I
out
would
to
laugh-
Simon Says.
Shout out to Simon. I would laugh hysterically. And then like 2 weeks later, I did something. I was like, stupid damn thing. And I looked at it, I was like, bitch. He was like,
Oh, he snuck
This is my
it.
thing now.
Gimmick infringement, totally
I
right
know.
there. So, well, John, we don't want to interrupt you too long. Thank you for obviously stopping over.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
And by
sir.
the way, fullygimmick.com. Go buy John Davis merchandise. He wants.
And that shirt too.
Yeah.
And we'll be that shirt might
Get the
be.
shirt.
I like Evie before he was blacklisted.
That's right.
That's right.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
So get him out.
Gonna, maybe already.
Already? Well,
Speaking of,
So, here, let's move that right around then. So, interestingly enough, John Davis segued us in right into the match I was going to talk about.
He's just that good though.
The match. He is the match, the one that we are here for. He's right there. He's over there. Look at him. He's on the phone. We'll leave him alone.
he's doing real business.
So let's talk about the
The
match. The officially, I think, is we've done it many times. I'm like the match they don't want you to see.
The match no one wants you to see.
No one wants you to see. Here he comes.
Oh God,
Oh,
we're
shit.
blessed. We are blessed.
Wait,
Hashtag blessed.
Maybe he has to finish on his phone.
I'm about
Yeah.
to jump on this podcast.
He's going to stop the phone call. I love it.
I'm done with the phone call.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining us, the
Our
man,
champion.
the man we're going to talk about, our champion, Effie is here with us.
The
Everybody,
internet champion, sort of undefeated.
What
Rating and
you leave the
defending.
building with the belt. That's all that
I'm
matters.
leaving this building with this belt. It's going right back in the trunk of my car.
Where it'll get back on Twitter and tweet some really weird
It's
shit.
the first championship I've ever had with its own Twitter account. And everybody's like, "Oh, do you run that Twitter?" And I was like, "No, it's a mind of its own."
Yeah.
My Twitter's much better than that.
So, Effie, we will tread lightly, I think, maybe on this.
I'm going to tread lightly for now, but here's what I'm going to say.
Okay.
I am a damn artist.
I won't lie.
Last night, I had a match with Wolf Taylor in a bar without a ring. Was
Nice.
bleeding from my face, covered in NyQuil that was Muda misted into my face.
Oh my God.
And I finished the match, and a grown man came up to me and he said, "I hope you kicked that little girl's ass." And as the blood is streaming from my face and I'm wearing fishnets, I said, "I truly am dedicated to my art." This is it. And nobody can see it right now. You guys are wearing these shirts.
Oh, no.
no,
We're live.
Oh yeah, we're live.
We're live right now, baby. Yes, we can.
We're on YouTube.
These are the best shirts of all time, but this
This is
a
the
close
greatest.
second.
Yeah,
This
hold
is
on.
the greatest.
I need you to really get a look.
There, oh, you
see
can.
it.
Beats children. Beautiful.
I'm beating children tonight.
You are beating so. Any overall thoughts on how you feel? This has been built up for quite a while online.
Yeah,
now.
The
This
internet
has
is
been-
all a Twitter.
Here's a shoot.
Ah,
Here's a
look
safe
at
shoot.
that.
I'm gonna do a safe shoot.
Yes.
Safe shoot.
The safe shoot is this.
Friendly fire.
Me and Wolf had this match, right? And we both cut promos on each other. Each of those promos did about 600 views total, right?
Fair. Good.
Izzy cut a last-minute promo on me yesterday, and it did 4,000 views in less than 24 hours.
Oh.
I would much rather be working with Izzy because at least people pay attention.
Jeez Louise.
Man, it's almost like, I hate to say this, but it's almost like you manufactured this to be a really big, important internet deal.
It's almost
He
like
is the champion of the internet.
when you announce a match, having heat behind it is something you should want.
I don't know.
What is that? What is
I've
that?
watched a lot of your
The
how-to
other
promo
wrestling
videos,
promos
and
on it.
this doesn't sound like you normally. Like,
Well, everybody
so
knows
out of
right
character.
now the biggest thing in wrestling is for two generic guys to do moves with no emotion or meaning behind them.
Why bother?
So,
What's the point?
Name on tights versus flippy kicky dude.
right, it's like, Dollar General AJ Styles versus 2007 Bryan Danielson, who just doesn't lay it in as hard. Oh, yeah, that's worth $15. Oh, for sure. I've never seen that.
He's describing every time I go out with you. Like,
Oh!
every time we go. No, to like you've taken me to some shitty
Okay, to some indie
wrestling.
shows. Okay.
Yeah, he's
That sounded
taking
like
me
a
to,
cheap
like-
shot at me for a second.
Take the good with the bad.
That's right.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Look,
bad.
there's been some mugs and jugs and stuff. Like, it's been
You
some
love bringing
bad
up that.
times.
Hey, that Mugs and Drug shows where we got introduced to Dos Medejos. That wasn't that bad of a show, ultimately.
I was pregnant. It was outside.
That part is true, actually.
I took my pregnant wife to a show once
That's
too. It
true.
oh my God!
Yeah, we almost had to go to the hospital.
What's wrong
afterwards.
with you two?
It was outside.
And there was a title match for that belt too.
It was outside in June.
Oh God.
Yeah,
In Florida?
yeah.
And no chairs. I had to go hustle a chair from someone who
They
worked
brought you a
there.
chair. One
They
of-
did bring me a
one
chair.
of- one of the
but
juggies
someone
brought you a
noticed
chair.
And people say
I
pro wrestling isn't for women.
That's
I'm
right.
shocked.
Yeah, of course.
was
So
very
listen,
ridiculous.
I think where I'm at emotionally is the opinion of people who on their best night draw 350,
Right.
telling me I'll never be booked again. Really, really, are those the guys you want to be
Right.
listening
Are you
to?
really all that worried about it from there,
Listen, I got to tell you something, brother.
brother?
I will have you know that I starred in a documentary film about myself.
Did you?
Oh yes, I videotaped the whole thing, and it was seen by as many people who are going to see another documentary about somebody who you recently fought.
Oh, that's terrible.
Oh my God. Oh. If I